I have a market this weekend, so it's time for me to round up everything that I've crocheted in the second half of October and the first week of November. Hey, it's Tammy, Crafty Mompreneur. If you're new, welcome, and if you're not, well, welcome back. Today, we are recapping the rest of what I crocheted in October, as well as what I crocheted the first week of November. Let me just tell you that I filled up my bin again. It's probably a little bit deceiving because there's some big plushies in the bottom of this, but it's still pretty cool to see like this whole thing filled up again. Like, I'm like pretty proud of myself for what I've gotten done in the last 3 weeks. So yeah, this is actually 3 weeks of crochet. Let's see, oh, you can see them. You can see the Winnie the Pooh down there. In this bin is only one video's worth, the keychain video. So I'm gonna pull all those out and we're just gonna go ahead and start with everything that I crocheted in October, and then I'm going to show you everything I crocheted in November, and then at the end I'll show you the keychains again, since you've already seen those. Everything else in here though will be, you haven't seen it in a previous video, so I don't know if this is the way I'm going to continue to do it for December or November. I'm not really sure. Probably, because if I just plan to do one right before my next market, I mean, I think that'll work for now. And then we'll just reevaluate at the beginning of 2026 and see how I want to do it. So let me sort these real quick and then we will get into what I crocheted. We are just going to go ahead and start this off with probably my favorite things that I crocheted during the last 3 weeks. And if you follow me on Instagram, or I think I might have posted a short, I think I did, about them, but I finished all of the 7 Winnie the Pooh little splooting animals from Snuggle Beans Crochet and Cat Magic 19. And then I think the Pooh mod was Chronically Abby. So those I'm gonna show you first because they were a project for sure. So I think they deserve like the first spotlight. I think they were the first thing that I worked on after my last video also. And I think, let's see, I didn't show these, right? Oh no, I remember. I think I gave you guys a sneak peek of 2 of my favorites, I think. So you've seen, is that what I did? This getting older thing and not really having a very good memory is for the birds. I will tell you that. I showed you, yeah, I think I showed you Eeyore and heck, I don't remember. We're going to start off with the Winnie the Pooh characters because they're my favorite thing that I probably crocheted. Although yesterday, I kind of went on a little tangent and I made 8. I made 8 of one thing. Yeah. Who does that? And I also will reveal who turned me on to them. So anyways, let's just get into Winnie the Pooh characters because they are by far my favorite. And I'm going to have a really hard time like letting them go, but I am taking them to my market this weekend. It's not actually a market. It's actually a craft fair. I've done this craft fair a couple years now. I think this is maybe the 3rd year, at least the 3rd year. I'm not sure if I did it 3rd, maybe 3rd, I don't know. Anyways, I am going to take them. I will be sad if they sell, but at the same time, like they're just too big. Like I don't want to keep them. I have no more shelf space and I can always remake them, right? Okay. So where should we start? Should I just try and hold them all? I think I should. I'm going to just try because we have the little heffalump. We've got Piglet, we've got Rabbit, we've got Pooh. Oh no, I can't hold them all. We've got Tigger, we've got Roo, and we've got Eeyore. Oh, and we've got Eeyore. So here they all are. Oh my goodness, they're so cute. Okay, I'm gonna show you one. I'm going to show you them each individually And I will say this, that I think what made this, it's not like the Snuggle Beans crochet patterns are hard by any means, like, but having to flip between the mod and the actual pattern, between Instagram and the pattern, it was kind of annoying, I guess you could say. Okay, so up first we have Pooh. And Pooh is using Chronically Abby's mod for Bury the Bear Snuggle Beans crochet. This one, I would say, is by far the easiest to mod out because it's basically just a couple color changes. Turned out super cute. I actually did a little bit of face shaping for this one, and I think it is adorable. I used Bernette Blanket for all of my Winnie the Pooh characters, and I feel like they just gave them a really good size. I sold my splooting unicorn, which I made out of, I think, Bernette. It might have been perfect. It might have been Big Twist plush for $45, and no problem. So I think I'm gonna go $45 on each one of these. The next one that I felt was pretty straightforward as far as the design is the rabbit. So you do need Beans the Bunny splooting Snuggle Beans crochet pattern, and here is my version using yellow yarn, and then I actually went with the little fur tail instead of just using just the regular yarn, and I think it turned out super cute. I don't know why this one, I don't know if it was having to figure out the color changes or not with the face patch and the belly patch, but this one, I mean, the base pattern is okay as far as making the bunny super like user friendly, but having to switch between the bunny and the mod, Beans of the Bunny and the mod, is a little bit tricky with the color changing. So I kind of just did my own thing and knew that I was trying to get a belly patch and a face that was white. And so the color changing on this one was a little bit tricky. But overall, not too bad because it is just the basic like bunny pattern. And so cute. All right, so the next one was Rue. And this is not the order that I crocheted them in, but the next I'm going to show you is Rue. Now this one, my ears don't quite look the same as hers, but anyways, this is using Mitzi the Mouse. Yeah, so this one, the tail is obviously a lot different. The arms and the legs were just color changes, and I think there was probably some changes to the ears also. I didn't find this one too incredibly like challenging as far as, you know, what you had to do to the pattern to make it into Rue. Again, I'm probably gonna say this like 10 times, but having to flip through the mod and flip back between the mod and the actual pattern, it was not fun. But anyway, this is Rue. Okay, next is Piglet, and at the time that these mods were done, Snuggle Beans Crochet did not have a pig. She now does, I believe. I don't know if it's out yet, but I saw testers and stuff with a pig pattern. But here is Piglet. To make Piglet, you actually use the squirrel pattern of Snuggle Beans Crochet. And of course, the ears are going to be different, and I just used 3 different shades of pink. This was actually the inside of one of the dappled Bernette blankets, as well as the nose. I just used the very center because I couldn't quite find the right pink. Finding the right pinks for Piglet was a little bit of a challenge, and I just actually ended up pulling all my pink colors and like trying to figure out which one to use. But in the end, I think it turned out cute. There wasn't a ton of color changing to do in this one, so that part was fine. But again, like making mods, having to switch between, okay, I'm not going to say it anymore. I'm just not going to say it. And just know that these were quite a bit of work. So we got Piglet. Then let's talk about the Heffalump. The Heffalump started out as a sheep. So you use Lily, I think it's Lily Lily the Sheep Splooting Snuggle Beads Crochet pattern. And the ears are, of course, are on their own. Like, there's a lot to change with this one. I think it's turned out really cute. If you decide that you're gonna make these, just know they're a lot of work. And actually, I almost was not going to make this one because by the 6th one, I was like, I've almost like had enough. But I felt like I started the project, so I just have to finish it, you know? And so this one, I think this one and Tigger were the last ones that I did. And Tigger, I'm gonna save that one till the end. Because it was a lot of color changing. But anyways, here is the Heffalump. And I think probably my favorite, to make Eeyore, you need Dippy the Dino. And this one was actually fun to make. There wasn't a ton like of color changing to have to worry about, other than on these front legs. And so that was probably like the hardest part about this one, is the color changes on the belly and the back of the arms. And I had to like definitely clean up my edges on that because I had totally forgotten about the trick about going in the front loops. But in the end, it turned out really cute. I used that middle of the dappled again for the inside of the ears. And I feel like, I want to say, I wish I knew the colors that I used, but most all of my Bernette blanket, the outsides of the skein wrappers are gone. So I wish I could help you there. But this, I mean, if you look at the Bernette blanket colors, I want to say this is like the denim, or I'm not really sure. But it's super cute. And then I just used cream, and this was like a mauve. But anyway, Eeyore is definitely a favorite for me. And then the one that probably took the longest is Tigger, because hello, color changes. With this one, I did do, I think, the front loops. So here's how that turned out. I didn't really want to add any more like cleaning up the edges, but it didn't shift, so that's good. But yeah, this one, hello, there's stuff on it, was a labor of love for sure. But how cute is Tigger? Like, for real, so cute. Boop, boop. So yeah, oh yeah, and I forgot to tell you which one this used. So to make Tigger, you actually need Darth the Dragon Splooter. So that's Tigger, T-I-double-G-R. So that is my Winnie the Pooh guys. Can you see them over there? There they are. Okay, we'll just turn a little bit so you can see them. That was pretty much like a week and a couple days work to make all of those. And so then the next week is when I did my keychain challenge. And so I'm gonna share those with you at the end because you saw them in a video a couple videos ago. But the other thing that I made in October was a snoozing goose, because I haven't had any in inventory and I only made one. So this one is by Crochet. I just, you know, it has like the sleepy eyes on it, so it's little kid safe. And I just used cream and then like a mustard color for the legs. And every time I make one of these, they sell. So I thought I would have at least one for my market this weekend. And I charge $24 for these. So now getting into November, things that I made in November. I saw Knotting Hook Crochet. I think I've seen her make these a couple, I mean, it's been a while, I think, since I've seen her make them. But I was influenced by Knotting Hook Crochet to make the little Ninja Turtles. And this pattern is by Stitches by Stat. And so I used my Parfait Plush, no wait, what's it called again? Premier Plush, and then whatever Sweet Snuggles light I had. I think the green might actually be Chenille Home Slim, but I made one of each color. Where's the other one? Hello? There it is. So I made one of each color. This pattern, I mean, you do have to make all the arms separately, but they're crocheted in, which is nice. This little backpack thing like comes off, and it's just like this little shell thing. And then what else with this one? You work from the bottom to the top. A few color changes for this. I actually couldn't remember how Robin did these, and I think she said she did something different for these, but I don't remember what it was. For my very first one, I did what the pattern said. I think it was this red one on the eyes, and it's like just like I think it's like a treble crochet or something. And then I was like, I should have gone back and figured it out, but then I decided to just do like baubles, I think. I don't know what I did at this point. All I know is I did not follow the pattern. I think I did surface crochet baubles or puff stitches. Those look like a puff stitch to me. I should have wrote down what I did, truly, but anyways, it's a super cute pattern. I don't know, I only wanted to make 4 because I don't know if they'll sell. The only Ninja Turtle things that I've ever made were like actual little turtles with the masks on the turtle head. So we'll see. And I think for these, I think I'm gonna do 16 on them, and we'll see. 16, maybe 18, I'm not sure. I mean, so it's a cute size, but they're not super big, but I think, you know, 16 is probably a good price for these. Should have probably timed myself, but I did not. Anyways, between 15 and 20, I'm not sure. I don't know. Okay, we'll figure out price later, but I will let you know in like a market recap video what I ended up selling them for, but they are pretty cute. Wouldn't you say? They're cute. So I had made myself a list of things that I wanted to crochet for this next market, and I was kind of going off of that, and I realized that I had been selling a few snugglers. So I wanted to make a few more snugglers. I decided that it was time to make another strawberry cow because I haven't made one in a while. So I did make another strawberry cow. This is using BK Crochet's Charlie the Calf, and I just sub out colors for the ears and the spots. And then I make little strawberries for horns, which is not in the pattern. I just freehand them. And then I embroider the eyes so it's baby safe. And voila. I charged $35 for this little cow because these are the extra work. And yeah, I'm obsessed with this little cow pattern for snugglers. It is so cute. And then also from BK Crochet, I was watching Awestruck Crochet. I think it was her most recent video, and she made the little itty bitty like baby mean from BK Crochet. And I was like, those are adorable. I had been seeing the pattern and I have it like saved as a favorite, but I don't know what it was when I saw all 3 of them lined up from Awestruck. And so I knew I had the color of yarn that I needed, but I wasn't sure if it was going to be enough. And then when I weighed it, it was not enough. And so what I did is I ended up, I remembered that I had bought some of the phasing yarn, the Burnett phasing, and I thought I had like a green one, and lo and behold, I did. And so I was able to make the little itty bitty like little baby mean one. And I actually put a little heart on his chest just with some Burnett blanket. I just think it adds a little bit of color and it's so cute. You can't even tell where I made the color change to the other skein. But it literally is like the bottom part of here is all I was short. But how cute. I wish I had a couple more to like display. It's so cute. I want to make more, but I'm out of the yarn. I might be able to get one more out of the phasing yarn that I have. I'm gonna weigh it and see. Obviously I won't have time before my market this weekend, but maybe for some more of my Christmas markets, especially if this one sells. And then it might be worth like buying some more of the yarn, because if people really love this one, then I would want to make more because it was relatively quick. And the tip that Awestruck Crochet, I'll tag her video in the description, but the tip that she gives on marking the stitch where you do like the middle decrease definitely helps with not only head placement, but also like when you're doing like the face shaping and stuff. So adorable. I love this little guy. Oh, wow. And then of course I did embroider the eyes so it's baby safe. And I'm using right now, I decided to use the Posh yarn for my eyes just because it's less passes than cotton yarn and it makes it go a little bit faster. But yeah, so cute. Then I had on my list some other snugglers that I just haven't had in a while that have sold. And so this one has fur all over it. Not fur, fluff. So I did make another Dozer the Dino embroidered eyes. And I just did all yellow little spots. I was going to try and do like the surface crochet version of these. And mine were not turning out looking good. So I just went ahead and made each one individually and then sewed them on. I mean, I just liked the way it looked. It wasn't looking good when I was trying it the other way. And then I also gave this one embroidered eyes because that's what I do now for all my snugglers. And then the other one that I made is one that I haven't made before, but it's been on my list, and that is the raccoon. So this one, it's really hard to see his embroidered eyes, but they are there, kind of. Like, I don't know, can you tell? Not really, but that's okay. He does have embroidered eyes, or she, whatever. But these are both the Mama Made Minis snugglers. 2 more of these. And these ones I charge $30 for. I think for the little mini Grinch, I'm going to do $25 because of the embroidered eyes and stuff. I'm excited to have 4 more snugglers to add to my little like baby safe area. Another thing that I just was kind of playing around with, and I remembered that I was trying to make some like Christmas type things, and I remembered that I had a candy cane tutorial, and I was trying to determine if I wanted to write that up as like a PDF that I could add in my school community. I rewatched my YouTube tutorial and realized that the reason why I never made a PDF on it is because it's so repetitive. And every single row would have to be something different because of the way that it works up. But this is my little candy cane tutorial. I will link it in the description. This one is made out of Premier Plush. What I like about my candy cane pattern is that the striping, it like works like an actual candy cane. It's not just like a circle. And what I think I want to do is I think I want to put like either a pipe cleaner or something in it so it's more sturdy, because right now I didn't stuff this one enough. And then I think it would be something that I would sell. This is not one that I'm gonna sell. Then I made it up in Posh, and it came out a lot smaller. This is the exact same pattern, but this is Posh and this is Plush. So this one's obviously more sturdy, and I think I stuffed it a little more. But I think these I would just add as little like add-ons to plushies or something. And if I did sell something like this with a thing in it to make it more sturdy, I think I would do like 8 on it. I did make and sell these last year, but I think I made them out of Bernat, and they all sold. I think I had one that was a lot bigger that didn't sell. So yeah, candy canes. If you want the tutorial for them, it is going to be in the description box below. Oh, and then I made this one out of, I think it was Parfait Chunky, and then like a glitter, I don't know. Oh, it was Juicy Couture, like glitter. So this one doesn't have good structure to it either, but it's a tutorial for a candy cane if you want to make a candy cane. Another thing that I just made like today, because I had one of my friends reach out and wanted to know if I had any ghosts left from the fall markets. And I did have a few, and she said she wanted either 3 or 5. and I had 4. So I was like, I'll just make another one real quick so that we'll have 5. So this is the Crochet Carpenters little free ghost pattern, and I charge 8 for these. Okay. So I am going to show you all the keychains at the end, like I said. But this next thing I'm going to show you is probably my second favorite thing that I discovered this month. And I don't even know if they're going to sell, but yesterday I was watching Granny by Nature, and Janet was making these curly snakes out of her demi-pearl yarn. And I saw them, and apparently they saw it on What's Up Cupcake. So we're gonna do a double shout out in this video for Granny by Nature, because that's where I saw it, and then What's Up Cupcake because that's where they saw it. So anyways, and I was like, you know, I haven't actually been using my demi-pearl yarn for much at all. And when she showed all those snakes that she had made with her demi-pearl, I was like, I'm gonna get that pattern and I'm going to try it and see how it works out, because I didn't actually know couldn't figure out what size of a hook they were using, but I just went ahead and used the 7, because that's what I was using for demi-pearl when I was crocheting a couple other little things. And I gotta tell you, that little swirly snake by Zazulia, I think it's Zazulia, is adorable. The first one I made was this blue snake with light blue underneath. This one I added the little tongue in a red color, and then I gave it just glitter disc eyes. I used yellow for this one. And this is the only one that I put a tongue on, because I'm not really sure if I like it with the tail or with the tongue. But how stinking cute is this little snake? Like a little kid's arm, it's actually gonna look a lot better on. But holy cow, I got this one done and I'm like, ooh, I wanna make another one. So then I asked my husband what color I should make next. And so he picked green. So I made this green one, and I gave it, why did I give it orange eyes? I don't know why. I gave it these little orangey colored eyes. This one I didn't put a tongue on because I thought I would ask you guys, do we like them with tongues or without? I don't know. So then I was like, those aren't taking too long. It's less than an hour to make one of these. So I was like, I want to make another one. So then I was like, okay, let's make one that's red. And this is the only demi-pearl color that comes in a red tone. It's they're maroon or whatever. I don't know. It's Tibetan red, whatever. But then I decided to do gold for the under, and it's kind of like an ASU snake, just because that's the colors of it. And then I gave this one kind of goldy yellow eyes. So now we're up to 3 snakes. And again, I have no idea if these are going to sell. But anyways, so then I was like, my youngest daughter got up, and I was like, what color of snakes? I want to make a purple snake. And demi-pearl doesn't really have a lot of good purples. And so this is the only color of purple. And I asked her what color I should put for the underneath for this one, and she said cream. So then we gave this one just silver glitter disc eyes. And now we're up to 4 snakes. Okay. All right. So then I was going to make a pink one. And I got ready, and I was going to time myself, and I was going to determine how much time it was going to take me to make a pink snake. And then my oldest daughter calls from college. She called me on her lunch break just to chit chat while she was having her lunch. And I told her what I was doing, and I showed her, and I was like, why don't you pick a color for me to crochet? And I was going to crochet while I talked to her while she was having her lunch. So she picked light blue snake, light blue with blue eyes. And this one, she chose the light yellow to go underneath. And I made this while she was on her lunch break. Her lunch break is an hour, and I finished it right at an hour. Of course, I was talking and stuff too. So the timing on these is for me, is just under an hour. from start to finish. Obviously not the tongue. Like I didn't make the tongue. So if you crochet the tongue on there, then they're going to be probably a little right at an hour. So now we're up to 5 snakes, 5 swirly snakes. And then I was like, well, I might as well go ahead and make that pink snake that I was going to make. So then we have a pink snake with the light pink, hot pink with light pink under the belly with blue eyes. How many is that now? 6 snakes. Well, when I was watching TV, I was like, I think I'm just going to make another one because they're kind of fun and addicting to make because now I have the pattern memorized, just like Janet did. And so I just grabbed this random color that I had for a snake. I don't know. I can't even remember the name of it, but then we put cream on the bottom and I gave it whatever color eyes those are. Yellow? Yeah. So now we're up to 7 snakes. And then I'm like, well, heck, I might as well just make another one because I guess I needed a black snake. So I made a black snake. And I did not have any more yellow glitter disc eyes. So I grabbed my daughter's nail polish colors and I just colored me some, or I just painted me some yellow glitter eyes using nail polish. And it works perfectly. So my new obsession, obviously, apparently, is snakes. And I don't even like snakes. But I hope the people like them. I hope kids like snakes because we've got snakes. Who knew? Who knew? I mean, it's such a fun pattern to make. Like, if you guys want to make a snake, make this one. I mean, all my itty bitty snakes that I was making, the first time I took them to a market, they all sold. I think I brought 4. And so I think I only sold like 1 at my next market. So I'm just hoping that people like these little swirly snakes a lot. Now I just have to figure out how to display them. So we'll see. And then I think I'm going to put tongues on some of them. Like my oldest daughter said to put a pink one onto this one. So I think some might have tongues and some might not. Maybe I'll do half and half. Half with tongues, half without, and see what the people say. But anyway, great pattern. I love it. Definitely like I'm really hoping that they sell because they are fun to make. Anyways, okay, so enough with the snakes. And now I think I'm just going to briefly show you the keychains from my keychain video and just let you know that I have to go back and update all of my Etsy links because I don't know what happened, but half of them are working and half of them are not. And I think it has something to do with the fact that YouTube shopping now is affiliated with Etsy. And so I was sharing links from the Etsy Creator Collective, which is their affiliate program that you can share out on other like social media or whatever. And now that they're associated with YouTube, the links that I was creating in, their separate app are not working on YouTube. I think because they want you to use these at the YouTube shopping. I don't know. It's a whole thing. But I went back and I looked at some of my old videos where before I joined the Etsy Creator Collective, I was just sharing the actual like links, and those have automatically updated to the Etsy shopping. And I didn't do that. And so I have to go back and update all of my links where I was sharing them from the Etsy Creator Collective because they're not working. I have it on my to-do list to do a couple of videos every week as time allows. But the keychain video is one that I need to update. And this one, going forward, I know, how I need to do it now. But anyways, let me just briefly run through the keychains. I'll let you know who the pattern is if I remember it, but I will update the document with all the links for this one within the next day or two. So for this one, We are going to do $8 on my keychains now. If they're smaller than 8, if they're like a smaller keychain, I might just like take them off the keychain and put them in like the $5 bin. That's what I've decided to do. So we made 2 of the little Grinchies from Poggy's Place, 2 of the mini Mabel chickens. This is my own version where I just decrease the pattern by the number of stitches. 2 hamburgers from Just a Mom Crocheting. 2 little mini whales from All From Jade. These are going to be in my $5 bin. We have 2 chicks in chef's hats, and I forgot the name, Lubovia. This is another one that I saw on Granny by Nature. So super cute little chick in chef's hat. This one is a free pattern on Instagram, but it's just a little sitting bee. Another free pattern on Instagram is this little penguin. And last but not least is 2 more of my little Pop-Tarts. This is a free YouTube tutorial here on my channel. Only if you're gonna make it out of Posh yarn and you wanna make a keychain size, start with a chain of 12 and you'll get it, and this will be the size of it. So that is everything. Kind of a busy 3 weeks, I would say. I did go back and do the math on how much all of this was worth. For October, for the stuff that I finished in October, that all came to $461 in retail inventory if I was to sell it all. And then the stuff I made in November was $332-ish. I think I need to up that because the Ninja Turtles I'm going to do more. So add for $336, I guess. So not bad for 3 weeks, 700. Hold on, what's the math on that? 336 plus 461, 9. So $797 worth of inventory that I made in 3 weeks. So not too shabby. Pretty proud of myself for that. Now I need to like take pictures of some of this stuff and film some content for it because I haven't been doing that lately. Anyways. So that is everything that I've crocheted over the last 3 weeks. So I'm going to continue to do these every couple of weeks for the rest of 2025. But if you want to get any sneak peeks of what I'm working on and just more of kind of like a group of crafty friends, I did start my community over on the Skool platform. If you'd like to check it out, I will put the link in the description box below. And if you are also a creator and you want to start your own Skool community, they have reduced the price from $99 a month to just $9 a month to create your own community. But I will put a link in the description box for that. And basically, a Skool community is just a way to have a group of people together in a group. I would say it kind of resembles what a Facebook group looks like as far as, you know, being able to make a post and add a picture and then the comments underneath, you know, that kind of thing. But the other thing that Skool offers is the ability to have courses and other things like that inside the community. So to be a part of my community is free. And then the only thing is if you want to upgrade to premium, to get any of the additional courses and things that I'm going to be adding there, it is just $5 a month. So all the information for that will be in the description if you want to check it out. But that is really going to do it for today's video. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of my future videos. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye. Okay, now the other, okay. Well, here on Instagram, this is not Instagram. This is a free pattern on my YouTube tutorial.